tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
To hair and braids. As if we put it into braids and then we wrapped it around, and then we gave them the flowers, and then what if we did this?
May I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Sarah, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Yes, you. I'm gonna fight you.
He sort of goes, you guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're Dr.
Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman, for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's
that's
the issue.
way more people.
It is. It's
To
a
hate.
lot like actual human beings.
Were you gonna?
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me. Or Wolf at all. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like...
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline. You have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some kind of...
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to close out. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find more family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our heart. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question, I hope to not blunder. Question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you guys. Indigo Connect.
Hi there! Oh my gosh, so Scribe just went over our whole schedule for the week, and I took no note of anything because I was like, you're going to do this, right? So I'm doing the schedule. We're going to see how much I get of it right. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon, Homebrew and Brew with you. You guys are totally going to leave me hanging on this, aren't you? It's supposed to be and you. And line. Wow. Okay. I see how it is.
And you.
That's fine. Thank you.
And you.
Someone, finally. Ugh. This is really hard, guys. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon. We hope you are having an amazing Sunday and your weekend was not too crazy. We've got a few announcements.
Yeah, see, I was going to get this. See,
Go ahead.
Before we start, we haven't yelled.
So Monday night is, I don't remember either.
Go
Tuesday
ahead.
is,
Drive
okay.
the car.
Monday, this one over here is playing some PS4 games. We don't know what games yet, but he didn't tell me, so I have no way of not.
I did.
What did you? What?
Undertale.
Undertale. Oh yeah, I just wasn't listening. That happens sometimes. And then let me see. Tuesday is Wonder.
I thought it was Never.
Really?
It's Wonder.
I get confused.
Me too.
And now you're confusing me.
It's-
All right.
it's Wonder.
Tuesday is Wonder. We are super excited about Wonder this week. Anyway, yeah, because there's a seed to be planted, and there's a cave, and there's something in the cave, and it sounds like a large something in the cave, and there's gold and silver and bronze and
Frankincense and myrrh.
I don't remember frankincense
And yellow and ochre and green and blue.
Anyway, so that's Tuesday. I'm very excited. The cast is kind of freaking out. You should see. And then let's see, Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday, Scribe will be over on Plaster Dragon in Wicked. And then Thursday. What's going on Thursday? Is that WoW this week? We keep changing Thursday.
Thursday, we are
I
celebrating.
remember this one.
We are.
I forgot. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. Go ahead.
Don't leave.
I'm grabbing a pen.
Okay. Thursday is Wolfgaren's birthday stream. It's actually his birthday's today, but his birthday stream, and we are having an episode of the Indigo Explorers League. This is a one shot, and it's going to be actually the very first group of Indigo Explorers League. So there's a lot of different Indigo Explorers League people by now, but we're going to back to that very, very first group in that very first game.
Do we want a sneak peek of that episode?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so we are going to dive back into Neverland a little bit as the Indigo Explorers League has now a little bit more powerful. They're all level 9 instead of level 8. So be sure.
Ooh, I need a level up my
So
turn.
strong.
So, be sure to level up. They're going to be working with Daisy because
Oh, my queen, my sweet princess queen.
we're
How does
gonna
that work?
we're gonna dive into a little bit of the backstory of the female pirates that my group completely skipped over and just started killing everybody in the room.
Well, that wasn't
one
my
time.
part.
So, including one of the pirate captains of this group, who is very cute and very purple. And is a little older, a little wiser,
Wait,
a
what?
little bit of
No.
like because
Does her name
time-
start with an and end with your yeah?
I figure why not combine the best of both worlds?
Oh my God,
For
this is gonna be
Wolfgaren's
adorable.
birthday,
Oh my god.
So
Oh.
we're gonna get to meet the ship.
Bring the
that-
tissues.
The only ship that has an elephant for its masthead. So so please be sure to tune in to that on Thursday. It's gonna be a really really fun time. I
I'm
think.
losing track of what Thistle knows and what Texas knows. I need better notes.
You need better notes. Luckily, you have a cool notebook.
I
That'll help
do.
you
I have
out.
a really cool notebook. I'm so excited about my notebook.
But that is Thursday. Go ahead and keep telling everyone else.
Okay, Friday. Friday is never, and we're going into a dungeon. Our very first dungeon.
Yeah.
Wait, so when's that dungeon getting made, though?
A part of it is being designed tonight.
What?
When I kick you out of the stream. So.
Do I get to
get
stay?
kicked out?
You can stay.
You get to stay. I'm getting kicked out.
I'm really excited about this because this particular dungeon, and you guys are going to help a little bit with this tonight, is set within the long dead remains of a dead titan. So the dungeon is going to be half arcane, but also biomechanical in regards to the traps and stuff like that. So we're going to get into a little bit of anatomy and things
Ooh,
like
keep
that.
talking.
So,
Tell me more about this dungeon. Hang on as I update my character sheet.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, the crew of Never leveled up. I don't think they announced that the other night.
Oh, that's right. We did.
The
Yes,
crew of Never
I still need to
leveled up.
update my character sheet.
And if you would like to know about all of the things that they have chosen, you can do that by subscribing to the channel. Because
that's
we're
right.
going to talk about that before the episode starts. But everyone who subscribes to the channel is given a backstage pass, which basically, anytime we're doing our Dungeons and Dragons streams or any of the longer streams when we did Vampire the Masquerade, you get to come in about 45 minutes to an hour early and just hang out with us as we talk and sing and are
And
making.
goof off.
It's like backstage of everybody's high school drama experience, which is.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Alright.
except for less drop. No,
Less
except
making
for,
out?
No,
No.
except for, and I don't have an except for right now.
It's all there. So
Yeah.
so
Hi, Icky.
so tune in for that.
And Miss Audie and Oswald.
Yes.
I'm probably missing
Okay.
people. Oh, and look, we got new mugs. I'm so excited. Okay, one of these we already had. This one we already had, but now we can all take simultaneous sips from our new mugs. And I should probably put.
Hey, but where would I get one of these?
See, I just
want
put
one
it
for
up in
myself.
the. I just put it up in the thing. What is that called? Twitch chat. Twitch chat.
That's something completely different. But the Twitch chat is where you can find the link for the store.
You are very good at multitasking, Icky, and I am now scared.
So that takes us to Friday.
That takes us to Friday. Oh, Saturday
dark
we
on
are
Saturday.
dark. This week is dark.
This
No, this week is
that-
not dark.
this
That's
week-
right. This
week we
this
have
week.
this week on Indigo Chameleon is a brand new show debuting here. We've played the game Dread before.
This is awesome.
I created
can't.
a game a while back where I modified the game of Dread, where you use the Jenga tower to pull bricks from, and you tell a story, and it's usually sci-fi or horror based. If you're allowed to pull Jenga bricks in order for your character to do anything, you don't need dice or anything. The only time your character can die, unfortunately, is if the tower were to fall over. So I thought there's only one way to make this better: add alcohol to it. So in the game that we have, Drinks and Dread, you are going to be able to tune into that on Saturday evening, and you're going to be able to not only watch players able to take drinks in order to forego brick pulls, but you, the audience, are going to be able to interact with them and have them do certain tasks, have instant obstacles pop up in their way. To have
Hashtag make it worse.
Hashtag make it worse, make it better and worse. So tune in for that. We'll also debut the brand new logo for it that we've been working on.
Oh my
Really
gosh.
happy with. It's really pretty. So that's happening Saturday night, and then Sunday we're going to do some character creation for To Live and Die in the West, a new game that we have here that we're going to be playtesting on the channel. So this week is Indigo Be Awesome.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
so,
we are not stopping all week long. Yes.
But I think
Can't stop,
that's
won't
it.
stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Okay, so that's it for this week. Let's dive into Homebrew and Brew with you.
And you.
And you. Let's start.
And you.
Let's start easy. Let's maybe come up with a magical item. Like just get the brain flowing and things like that. This can be a magical item that we find maybe in the dungeon, perhaps. Like I have a list already of things that I have the potential to find. That you guys have the potential to find.
Okay.
But what's an interesting magical item? It could be actually useful. It could be something that's not useful at all.
Okay, so this is from an actual, this is a very large being that died, right?
This is a very large being that died a while ago, and the Earth sort of builds around.
I want to look up. Okay, so this is dumb. This might be dumb. Okay, so the very smallest bone in the human body
In the ear?
is in the ear. It's that little tiny
little one.
bone, and I can't remember what it's called. But
Okay.
wouldn't it stand to reason that if you got this gigantic skull, that proportionally the very, very smallest bone in the human body, I need to find out
So
what the
would
name
this
of this.
be like a tuning fork or something like that? It would have to do
Right.
with something.
Well,
like
isn't
with
it
air,
the thing
so.
that if it ever breaks, that your balance is basically
Yeah.
permanently screwed up?
Yeah.
Okay, so this.
So it would be like a dex bonus or something?
This tiny ear bone.
Okay. I think it's the stapes. I'm double checking right now.
Animal starve, yes. The malleus, incus, and stapes.
It's
And informally.
3.3 millimeters long in the average person.
All right, so what's the scale of this being versus a human?
I mean, it's huge. Like the Skull Rock from Peter Pan and Neverland, like this giant cave system, was actually the skull of this being.
So it's probably...
Proportional, this would be almost like the equivalent of like a quarterstaff or like a
Okay.
walking staff.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay, it's in a person. It's called the stapes. It's a
Okay.
tiny stirrup-shaped bone inside the middle ear. It's also sometimes called the stirrup.
The stroke.
It's also the lightest bone in the body. It's one of 3 small bones which make up the auditory
12
ossicles
for
that
10
people
cents.
hear.
Coming out of the gate with the chain,
Chain
of
of
bones.
bone. Oh my
Ooh.
gosh. I need to pay more attention to the chat. That was solid.
It is solid. The chain of bones. Okay, so let's say that we had this little ear bone, like this thing that was large. And how do we?
Oh, this is the thing that you're talking about. Okay, any damage to the smallest bone in the body will affect hearing, a condition called otosclerosis. Okay, okay,
won't
if this
vibrate
happens, it
correctly.
can't vibrate correctly.
Severe loss of hearing.
Problems with balance, yeah.
So what if we make this like a cool not a
Like a dex kind of thing?
well
or
I was
a-
almost thinking like a magical item, like magically enchanted, like allowing it, like holding it allows the user to cast to learn the message cantrip.
Oh yeah, because hearing, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like to be able to use the message cantrip to maybe if someone's holding it, they're able to disrupt perception checks used to spot them.
Oh, okay. There's a, that's a,
Almost like the Cloak of Elvenkind.
yeah,
Do you
where
know what I
they have a
mean?
disadvantage on perception checks relating to that
Effective
person.
in real life, it definitely has an effect. Oh, Moswald, I didn't know that.
Whoa. An effect, Moswell, on your balance, on your hearing, on both, on all of it? What?
You can disrupt some somatic. Icky, that's really
Oh, that's
Ooh,
perfect.
I
That's,
like
yeah.
that.
Never mind. Okay,
Quick,
so
quick.
Disrupt some somatic components to a spell as a
Okay.
reaction.
yeah, that is really good.
I'm so excited about my book. I can erase pen in my book.
For one,
This is an early birthday present. I love it.
It's essentially a counter spell because you're taking away the somatic components for a spell. So it's essentially like for one spell before the spell is cast. So it's a gamble, though.
Yeah.
For one spell before the spell is cast, you disrupt the somatic components.
Okay, so this is not like an attunable item.
I would say it is.
It very well could be.
Or it could just be a disposable item. Like you take this thing and you
But there are two of them.
Yeah.
So if you retrieve the other, it may.
Yeah, but they'd be at totally different ends of the dungeon.
Oh, that's true.
Because if one
Just
is over
like
here
walking
and one
through
is
the
over
sky.
here.
Before the spell is cast, you disrupt the somatic components of a spell. I like that a lot. And we can play around with that and then get into the sort of
How?
specifics of it. And then I kind of want one more thing associated with it.
Are you thinking something specifically bodily, anatomical, or something that maybe was left there by a previous adventurer?
I'm not sure.
You want a different item, or you want one more aspect for this one?
I'm open to anything.
Okay.
Chat,
Well,
what do you-
because like for this one, we've talked about sound. We haven't really talked about dex. We haven't talked about balance.
yeah.
You know, it could be as simple
What's
as
up,
something like
Zero
advantage
Chances?
on, advantage on like acrobatics or athletics or something along
It'd
those
be more
lines.
acrobatics, like
Yeah.
advantage on acrobatics checks. I like that. Okay, cool. Well, that is. Hey, well, I'm glad you're here, Zero Chances, because we're homebrewing tonight. We right now
Yeah.
that was a good warm up for us. We'll worry about. Well, welcome. You're more than welcome to come and hang out with us.
Hey, welcome.
We're happy to have you.
Absolutely.
That's a magical item. It was a good warm up for us. Let's dive into the dungeon itself.
Oh,
No, you can stay for the time being.
She looks devious.
Thanks.
You can stay for the time being. So
you'll just let me know when I'm being kicked out.
so what here's
We'll just jazz you out.
here's yeah bye. Here's what the heroes know. The heroes know that they have entered into this area and that there are sort of like a stone cavern, and there are multiple exits out of the stone cavern.
Okay.
With 2 entrances up and 2 entrances down. What I'm concerned about when I was creating this dungeon is there are rules like to establishing a dungeon, like when you're coming up with stuff. It's like normally you have a guardian at some point.
Right.
Like you also have a Gary Gygax believed that like every dungeon needs to have that secret room. Like the impossible roll where you find the secret room and it's like the treasure room or something like that. Like
Cool.
yeah.
So you guys just need to come up with very specific instructions as to how and where this treasure room.
And you can watch on your phone in the other room.
No, I'm not allowed to.
I know. I'm sorry.
I will.
And I'm an honest person.
I'm not worried about that. Because I already have the idea for what the secret is. How should we establish the dynamic for like the dungeon itself? Like, do we play along with like there are creatures living in this discarded husk?
Well, you can imagine that. Okay, if there's a decomposing corpse here,
Yeah.
that not only would creatures have fed, like this is gross, but creatures
Yeah.
would have fed off of it. Plants would have probably grown in there. They would have been absorbing the minerals and that sort of thing.
Thank you,
So-
12 for 10
Holy
cents.
crap.
Wow, thank
Oh my
you.
gosh, thank
That's
you.
insane. 12 for 10.
You're
Thank
amazing.
You. You're the best. I like that parasite. 12 for 10 cents. We've never had anybody just be so generous like that. Message me a name. We're going to name an important NPC in the next
you go.
campaign. You can decide whether it's Wonder or Neverland, but let's get a name for an NPC. It could be somebody that means something to you or a character that you have established. So go ahead and send me information on the Discord, and we'll get you an epic NPC. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mata. You can name that NPC's Pinky.
Wait, what does the pinky do?
It's superfluous.
Oh, thanks. Well, the pinky's name is Index.
So I think that perhaps plants grew through. So we've got like staircases and things made out of plants, and maybe winding pathways, and maybe some of these animals worked in conjunction with the plants to be able to kind of habitate this skull.
And depending on how long it's actually been dead and emptied out of the original contents and viscera.
Okay.
Right. Well, and it would make sense too, because animals create paths through forests through frequent travel. So even if the vegetation was just kind of growing out of control, as the
There would still
creatures
be-
move through it,
yeah.
paths would be created.
Help me. Okay, gang. So our latest thing right now is developing the scavenger. Scavenger is going to be the name of, and I'm actually going to combine the best of both worlds here. Do we have a way to go up and down the head and body? Creepy crows could be eating the. Oh, that's good, Icky. I'm going to call something called a scavenger. A scavenger is going to be sort of an insectoid being that has set up shop and formed almost a small colony within the insides of this
I'm
thing.
suddenly very uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable with this?
You're not an insects person?
Not when they dig their home in your body and flesh.
But he's been dead a really long time.
Oh, that makes
That
totally
probably started
fine.
after he died. Probably.
Chat, is it within the realm to give them something along the lines of like acid? Almost like like a way to break down the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. Oh, 12 for 10. That's good.
You're killing me.
Oh.
Like a giant, like sort of parasitic
Oh my gosh,
worm.
tunneling through.
Oh, that's really good, Moswald.
Because rock could have kind of grown up over time.
Oh yeah, calcium deposits.
Yeah, thank you.
Moswald's-
That's the word I was looking
Yeah.
Moswald, I think your idea of a spinal column, but the spinal column being a set of stairs.
Ooh.
At this thing
Like
sort
at the
of,
center, kind of,
yeah.
or the back, I guess.
Oh,
is
so
it?
it's not. It's I just for some reason imagined it horizontally, like laying down, having died laying down. But if it's like up somewhat,
Well, the head is up because it's skull rock, so it's
yeah,
traditionally
so it's
how skull
that's
rock
fine.
looks.
Some of it's going to have to be upwards.
So, is he like laying like this, like his head's here, and then his body is out behind him?
So my idea was, and this is getting into it, is that what if part of the island was fed by him?
Oh, gorgeous.
What if like the head was here, but the body is, like, so you guys are traveling down this body, but like the flesh, like the trees, like this thing was fertilizer for all of Neverland. Like, because all you've seen is the skull, so it's either going like
Yeah.
straight
Yeah,
down,
that's true.
like
Like, oh,
under the
there's
water.
the double hills. That's his butt.
Yes, the double hills of Neverland
You're welcome.
are his butt. Everyone exits out from a blast of air that
There's your
shoots
clip
them
right there.
out of Neverland. Oh my god.
There's your clip.
Icky, that's really good. I have those guys in my monster manual, I believe. Okay, so I'm gonna give them a little acid spit, these scavengers, and then I'm also gonna make them. Let's up the ante a little bit and make them actually bone white, almost like a bone mite type thing, so that they like disappear into the wall when they're not moving, almost like the cloakers.
Oh, that's so creepy.
How
So here for it.
Zero. I appreciate that. How do these guys communicate? Like, I want something sufficiently
Vibration.
I was say clicking or
Yeah.
something really primal.
clicking.
Or vibration, yeah. Or like flapping
Yeah, I like
little
clicky
like
vibration, like
maybe
the-
little like wing or exoskeleton kind of scratching, kind of like cicadas or crickets.
Okay, like clicky, like vibrational.
Like, think kind of invertebrates, right? So, like
Okay.
insects clicking,
Oh yeah, this thing.
like rubbing legs
Yeah.
together or whatever. But if they're worms, that doesn't work as much. But that might be more of a vibration based.
Yeah. Well, I like this idea.
Like
that,
a location,
That
you
Icky and
got?
Miss Audie. Oh, you know what this is?
good.
They're the things from Pitch Black. Do you ever see Pitch Black?
Oh yeah,
I didn't.
yes, but I
Has
don't remember.
Anybody else? Anybody in the chat ever seen the movie Pitch Black with Vin Diesel? I think before he got big.
Yeah.
I think it's Vin Diesel.
I think it is too.
Sturgis.
I can't
yeah,
play the
like-
Have you seen this
Sturgis.
movie game?
No, you can't. That's why I didn't ask you. But
Sturgis?
that's. I like this idea. This little clicking, clacking. Sort
Oh,
of
Ooh,
check
concept
the
art. Is that
Discord.
Discord? Oh, hey, if you wanted to see the Discord.
Yeah, she didn't send it to you, Dinguses,
Oh.
because You're playing.
Why'd you
Yep,
call me a
there it
dingus?
is. Icky, this is great. This is great.
Yes.
It's
That
okay.
is-
Oh
I'll
my
just be
no.
over
That
it while
is
you guys look at it.
terrifying.
You. It's like
Yep.
it's like this, but
Yep,
also
yep.
like
I'm
this.
just right here.
Wow. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show the chat.
How are you going to show the chat?
You know
What?
what? We need a backstage Discord channel, like a channel that's only for subscribers.
It doesn't include her or
It
any of the
doesn't
cast
include you.
members.
Wait a minute. Like only subscribers but not cast members?
Yes.
Yeah, me and the DM. We'll call
hang on
it
a
the
minute.
DM's little helpers.
But.
Hey Graham, thank you for tuning in. Good morning.
I don't know who would help you with that.
Zero chance, like he gets it. Welcome to the Discord. Zero chances.
The
I appreciate
DM's
that.
room.
The DM's room. I like this. Okay, so these are. I can
Oh,
work
the
with
dungeon. What the? All right.
this. The dungeon. That's good.
Oh.
Raptors. This is really good. Okay, I can work
You're
with
going to have to
scavengers.
convince Magnot to help you with that one.
Clicky clacks and these little like. Oh, that's really good. I really like the DM's room. Yeah, so we'll have these little like scavengers sort of moving away. Somebody suggested plants, and I like this idea too. Like the
That was me.
plants.
It's always her.
What if the plants?
Druid here.
Not in that game.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
Cleric here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay, so
with a plant name.
with a plant name.
Yes.
Icky, like wandering roots. Okay, you're reading my mind. I'm thinking nervous system.
Oh my gosh.
Like
So there's an entire system of plants, and it's all connected to one singularity.
singularity.
And then
right?
it all goes down into the everything of Never.
It reaches everywhere.
Oh.
Like the traps set up. The traps.
That puts a lot of power in one tree.
Nerve nettles.
That puts a lot of power in one tree. If that tree ever goes down, the entire system crumbles.
Grim, we're creating.
He looks
plants.
really afraid about this.
Yeah. Olnar, thank
Oh,
you
thanks
so
for the
much.
follow.
Okay, so I like this. These little like plants and stuff like that that sort of reach out and are these little nerve clusters and nerve branches that reach around this dungeon. Okay, now you have to leave.
Bye.
Because I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of stuff.
Kiss,
And I need the
kiss.
chat to help me. And
Just take my stuff.
you can take your stuff.
I'm gonna take this too. And I'll leave my
Of
Chromebook.
course, Zero Chances. Thank you so much. Good luck with your internet.
Do I get to come back later?
You know what? I think Ryan's watching. You can just stay. You just have to separate yourself.
No, it's okay.
Or Ryan
You
has
can call
to.
me back.
Ryan
Yeah.
has to put it on mute.
Sent you some plant art too
see how
because
it
of
is.
reasons. Icky,
Are you moving over or am I?
oh, you can move over. Move over.
Or
there
here,
you
no,
go.
I'll just do this. Oh, that doesn't work. Never mind.
That was.
That was
That's
dumb.
a lot of noise.
Okay, so the thing I want more than anything is I love creating the secret room.
Let's do it.
And Miss Audie, you're here too. That's fine.
Your whole cast is just gonna know what's up.
I
Except
will figure out the way that the secret room is discovered. For anybody that's watching or anybody that's like discovering anything like that. So I'll figure out how the secret room is there. What purpose is this secret room?
Thank you, Moswald.
Thank you, Zero Chances for the subscription.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Moswell, for gifting
We're
that
doing it.
subscription. You're the best, buddy. What is this secret room's purpose? Do we put this at the head? I feel like that's like, do we put it close to the heart?
It's Never. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of heart in Never. Probably more than in Wonder.
Yeah.
Wonder's very head.
In the heart.
Never's very
Icky
heart.
agrees. You guys are on the same inside of the heart.
the heart. Well, that was once the heart, because I imagine the heart's been eaten. A lot of good, protein and big muscle like the enormous.
No, but what I could
heart.
do is make it 4 chambers.
Get out!
Trap the other 3
Yes, of
and
course.
trap the 3 chambers. 12 for 10 cents. The heart of this creature that died. I'm turning it. Think of a giant like Titan or giant that this group is going through the skeletal remains of, and that is the dungeon
It's
that
enormous.
we're creating.
Like,
Yeah,
huge.
it's huge, like humongous, like enough so that you'd be able to walk through. I like this, like the 4
You have 4 chambers, and are they open in a circle? So you have to pass through all of them to get to the main chamber, or is there 4 options of entry into the main chamber, and depending on which way you go, you get kind of...
I like 12 for 10 cents here, the key to a man's heart, a giant man's heart. What do they say? It's like through the stomach?
Yeah.
Like...
So you have to bring a sacrifice of food.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Miss Audie.
We love you, Miss Audie. I think 12 for 10 cents, yeah, has it. I think we
Okay,
gotta we'll figure out some sort of
So
way.
how's it? Because they're not connected.
Yeah. Now, what we could do is...
This is some magic school bus stuff right here.
This is, but my thing is if we had almost a, like I'm thinking along the lines of this obscure horror film called Sphere. I mean, the heart would come in from the top and the bottom due to dysfunction. So there's going to be plenty of entrances. That's true. But I think it was Sphere, like if we had the entrances consistently opening and closing.
Okay, I'm here for it.
But almost like it's still beating after all this time.
Then that
like,
tree that controls it would actually be the one that's doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you're sending those pulses of energy in order to like trigger the right.
Yeah.
The palpitations, then.
Which would be very interesting to me, to have this area. But with the heart the way it is, do we cut off oxygen to a room? Like if one
you
chamber
would have to, because it would run out. And if there's any fire, if someone has a torch, it's going to eat it all.
Yeah.
Unless it's magical, like unless it's like a light spell or dancing lights or something.
When it closes, when a chamber closes, it cuts off all the air in the room.
It doesn't evacuate all of it. It easily and quickly runs out.
Yeah.
There's no more flow.
Okay. So, even if I have some of my cast members watching, group, what's a fun treasure that we could associate with the heart of this creature? I like what the chat was able to do. If you were going to create a magical item, even if you don't play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Grim.
If you were going to, you could have them figure out. Yes.
Yeah.
Grim, that's perfect.
That's exactly.
That's terrifying. If you were going to create a magical item.
I didn't know Never was a horror game.
Well, it's going to turn into one, like, very quickly.
Hey.
If you were going to have a magical item that was associated with, like, the heart of something, what would you do? What would you have? Laughs in a character that doesn't breathe. Yeah, you don't breathe, Moswald, but I don't think you would also be happy about seeing some of your friends start suffocating. I think that would I think that's an even harder torture for you to deal with.
Than to die yourself.
As everybody around you started losing their breath. I don't know, maybe...
An item, something related to the heart.
Maybe something that dives into like the key aspect of things with monks. You know what I mean? Like the spiritual energy or something to do with the ethereal plane.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking like the blink spell.
Okay.
Some of the stuff that allows them to sort of blink in and out of existence. And ooh, hi.
Speaking of blinking.
Yeah.
Blink, you might miss it.
Yeah. Or something along the lines of like maybe something to do with healing. Ruby stone. Ruby stones is good, Graham. Like something that actually looks like a heart. Quintessential thing I think of in Neverland is kind of like flying in happiness. So what if it had to do with that?
So the thing that I think of when I think of Never and Neverland is actually the
Ruby.
thimble.
Flying.
I don't know why.
Thimble. What other sort of iconic imagery do you guys think of when you're thinking of Neverland?
Oh, the compass. Follow your heart. Is that too? Is that way too cliche?
That's not cliche.
Is that kind of silly?
Sometimes cliche is really, really good. Like this, like...
Oh, you know what? I was going to say lantern earlier. My goodness.
Yeah.
Magical items like lanterns, for whatever reason, are always...
I mean, we could get super esoteric with it. Like, we could get, like, where the lantern... Tink's lantern that she was holding.
Yeah.
Oh! What if we treat this like, what is the thing? Marbles would be in the head. 12 or 10 cents, you're on fire.
You really are.
Oh, that's absolutely in there. Marbles are... Thimble with runes that gives like a flying spell. Okay, we're adding that to the treasure.
Well, see, thimbles are kisses, and kisses are innocence and happiness and light. And that's... When I think of like that's very heart related to me because heart doesn't necessarily always mean passion. So
Sure. Thimble with a flying spell. A butterfly in the stomach?
cute.
Butterfly in the stomach.
Stars, flight spell, pixie dust. I love that. Just keep it coming. Keep it coming.
This is really good.
This is fantastic.
Stars. Okay, so I like this. I like I think the lantern's definitely going to be in there at some point because they don't know, and I'm not going to spoil anything about like the function that this serves. Stars in the eyes. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, what is happening?
Yeah. Oh, we have.
Oh wow! Another
Hi.
player
I'm
3.
just a random stranger that showed up for stream.
Hi. Hello,
Yeah.
random stranger.
My
Thank
name
you.
is 12 for 10 cents.
12.
Oh, it's nice
Yes.
to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Wonderful,
12 for
wonderful.
Yep.
10 cents. Thank you so much
Yep.
for coming to the show and donating so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bits and things like that. So, wow, that's hang on.
Wait, there's confusion in the chat. Confusion and
All right, so essentially we have the equivalent of 12 for 10 cents, us holding a gun, and both of them going, "No, I'm the real 12."
No, I'm the real 12 for 10 cents.
I can fix this.
You can?
Prove you are 12 for 10 cents.
I just spent 1,500 bits on the channel.
And how?
12 for 10 cents points and screams like Invasion of the Body.
And what time was that at?
Within the past half hour.
Dear God, she's right.
She's right. Well, it really is nice to meet you.
Okay,
So
so
are you guys done yet?
we're coming up. You can come back in the room.
Okay.
Because you're somewhat.
Oh wow, Tracy, it's
Oh my gosh, it's me. Ha
12 for 10 cents. I've never been this attracted to someone in my entire life. Like,
can we switch seats?
I'm seriously-
Oh, we can.
Dear
Actually, my
God.
notebook's over there.
It's Jason Bourne.
Oh my god. Stuck. I've got a tail now.
A bar of soap is really good too, Vicky. I love all this imagery, guys. You guys are helping me so much. What I'll do is.
Dear God, it's Jason
Dear
Bourne.
God,
12 for 10
Jason
cents
Bourne.
points and screams.
I haven't. This is stuck.
Peter Pan's flute, the pan flute, all of these can be turned into magical items. I need to go to Dimitri's space and see
Go
if
hunting,
any of these,
yeah.
see if any of these items actually would like go ahead and fit in. But the butterfly in the stomach, the stars in their eyes, the ruby in the heart
I
I can
help
play
you?
with in terms of a magical item.
Wait, let go.
And figure out all of this. So I have the basics of what I needed. You guys have provided. I really
You're
like the
ridiculous.
spyglass in the eyes.
Oh, well, that sounds like painful, but I guess if you want it,
Red
A
feather
spyglass
hat.
in the eye?
that's what he said.
He did say a spyglass in the eye.
Right now, this group is just on fire.
Peter's hat with their
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they're on fire.
Okay, I think I have some enemies and some bad guys and some things that they can fight. I do need some. Would you like me to help? I have this awesome creator. Yes, that would be great. Thank you, Grim. Yeah, please help away. This is why we have these streams, because you guys, I need you. It helps spark my creativity and helps spark the creativity of the channel. So thank you.
And you have some new generators yourself.
We do. Actually, I picked up some amazing dice today. Meowedith.
It wasn't me. They found them on the side of the road.
Meowedith pointed these out to us at the side of the road earlier, and they were great. These are character creation dice. So the first
get to
ones
see
are
them
really
now.
cool. This dice has all
It's
the
a
different
D12
classes.
with all the classes on it.
This is a D6 with all the alignments.
Ooh.
This looks like a D8 with all of the races.
Well, not all the races. The base
All
races.
of the base
Okay.
races.
Right.
And then we have another alignment dice.
For the other side, for the other axis of alignment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So go ahead and
Oh, like neutral, lawful, good, lawful, evil. Okay.
go ahead and roll us a character.
I'm so
Indigo,
excited.
so we-
I get to be the first person to roll these. I mean, unless you rolled them earlier.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna pretend that I'm the first
Yeah.
person.
You're totally the first.
Okay.
We have
A lawful good gnome, sorcerer gnome.
lawful good
This is fun.
sorcerer gnome. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be rolling now. I'm just gonna shout
No.
stuff out. You can write what you want to,
Okay.
but I'm excited.
You have
Waffle neutral, half orc druid. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh no. Me like trees.
Yes.
It's like
Tree good.
half orc druid. Okay, roll it one more time. But why don't you let me out it to it since you got to roll it?
Go ahead.
Yay!
I'm sorry.
I get to
I'm just gonna be rolling these for the next hour. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna be shouting out random things.
A neutral, evil, human rogue. Okay, so like a rogue. Got it. You want me to do this again?
Yeah, throw it.
We're gonna try this again, just in case you want something a little less cliched. We have a chaotic evil
Ooh.
elf cleric, so not a cleric at all.
12 for 10 cents. Why didn't we think of having the hook in there? A hook in there as a magical item. Just a rogue. What did you get? You get a lawful, chaotic.
It was
Chaotic. What was it? Chaotic good.
chat.
Chaotic-
Help me out.
What was it? I don't remember.
I don't know either.
Roll it again then.
It was.
You got to roll 3 times.
It was a.
All right, I will roll the lawful.
Yay!
Ah.
Lawful evil cleric.
Oh, that's good. Lawful, neutral, paladin, dwarf.
What is a neutral paladin though?
You're not babbling. You're helping. Or another version of a hook. Like a hook had a few different options. So this was like the gold one or something. That's true. I do like the mythos that Hook had like a roam of just random hooks. Like,
yeah.
This is my Tuesday.
This
when
is
I'm
my
feeling-
ivory hook.
This
Oh,
is when
yeah.
I'm feeling
Well,
somewhat
that was
fancy.
in-
Like
That was in a movie or something. Was that in Hook?
that was it.
No, but it was in one of the Peter. Like he had a whole bunch of.
Angel.
I'm putting this back on because
Oh,
my hair is a
12%.
mess
Wow. They, nice hat. Thanks.
You were. It was in Peter Pan. It was also in Peter Pan. Yeah.
No. Okay, it was in multiple movies, but I
Oh.
remember it. That says something.
It's the goat from Hoodwinked. It's all it was. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you. Wow.
I know you don't need any more now. I'm
No,
just having
no.
fun.
Not only did we find
A
those,
lawful good roll again.
What?
a lawful
Really?
good roll.
Yeah,
again.
a lawful good roll again fighter.
Oh, weird.
I know. That's because
lame.
there were probably
Out
only
of-
9 races
yeah.
that they had at the time.
So there is there's also a dice that was found on the side of the road. That is a create your own dungeon dice with the different layouts for the rooms. So you basically just roll it, and what we'll do is, if you don't mind, somebody doesn't mind taking a picture of this and showing the
Oh, I left my phone in the other room.
That's okay. I can do
and
it.
posting to the Discord so that we can show the chat. This
Can you
amazing.
can you post like very short videos in Discord?
You can.
Yes.
All right,
You
I'm gonna
can,
take a
yeah.
really short video.
So take a
then.
little
Do you want me to
short-
roll it for you? Here, hang on. I'll roll it to I'll roll it to all the different sides if you want. Okay, tell me
Okay,
when you're
we have
starting.
some enemies.
Starting. Go quickly.
We have an item that you could find with the stapes or the stirrup. We also
Oh,
have the parasitic
damn it,
plants that
damn
make
it.
up the nervous system. We
Go.
have the secret room in here. We've got some things that go like I really like 12 for 10 cents. Stuff like the marbles, being in the head, the butterflies in the stomach,
This-
4 chambers of the heart. Icky, thank you so much for all the iconology associated with Neverland too.
Oh,
Like
truly.
the ruby heart, the compass, the lantern that Tink was kept in.
Oh, I missed this part.
Like yeah, the pan flute, the red feather hat, the stars in the eyes. Moswald talking about coming up with this amazing sort of.
Moswell got to help.
Moswald got to help.
And you had to
I
look
see
around.
how it is.
Well,
I see who's the favorite. Moswald's the favorite.
Thank you for the message and the Dimitri's interdimensional shop. I'm seeing updates as we go on. If you guys want to know any of this stuff and you're brand new to the channel, be sure to follow the Discord. We have an amazing store for you to find all these homebrew things, and a lot of them from our very own Icky V.
Oh my
who's
gosh,
just-
the Book of Misspells. Thank
Book
you
of
so
Misspells
much.
is amazing. And Graham, I see the things that you've been adding. Ulnor and Moswald, thank you
Aw,
again
thank
for gifting
you.
another subscription. That's very sweet. The month
He's
of
like our channel Santa.
Actually-
That's
Give me
a little
those
channel
dice,
Santa.
no.
We're gonna get you a Santa hat, buddy.
The dice.
Because the month of September subscriptions are all half off, and it helps.
It's true. I think I even have a September. Is that what I put in?
Subscription sub.
Yeah, there was a whole thing.
September.
September.
TMBER.
And in just a second, a picture
Maybe.
of some of these dice is going to go into the Discord, so you guys can check them out. And am I allowed to tell you where I found them that wasn't the side of the road?
Sure.
Live? Okay, so
Yeah.
they were at the Chessex booth at DragonCon.
Oh, these are Chessex.
These are Chessex.
Ooh, that is.
And they were affordable for what they are.
I'm very excited. Okay. Icky,
Oh my gosh.
thank you so much.
You
A call
guys.
sign.
Yay, call
There you
sign.
go. Welcome back, buddy. We're so happy to have you back. And Icky, thank you for gifting that subscription. You guys are. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude on a Sunday. I didn't expect so much love on a homebrew and brew with you. So we love you guys.
And you.
And you.
I will post an updated schedule with all the stuff that you can look forward to over in the Discord and things of that sort. I have a lot to work on and a lot to finalize and sort of put together. What about a boss? Moswald, I'm not going to kick out of the chat, and Indigo, I'm not going to kick out. And Moswald, if you want to tell Audie too, Miss Audie, that she is welcome to come back into the room. But in this body, almost like a, we've talked about the tree being like the central nervous system, but I do want a final battle, and even if they circumnavigate it, like that's fine. Like I understand that, and I'm used to that. But I do want some sort of final guardian, like thing to overcome in this space.
So you were talking about the central nervous system thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that began to feel threatened, it might have its own minions to send out, something like an Ent or...
Well, like an antibody? Like, I'm
Oh,
almost thinking
oh,
white
bio-
blood cells. Like,
Oh,
Would it take the form, especially if it was
That's-
like kind of imbued with the spirit of its original host?
12% says it broccoli. Kids hate broccoli. Oh my god, in Neverland, kids would totally be terrified of walking, talking
That
broccoli.
is perfect.
Except Thistle's the only kid in the group right now.
Icky's on to me. This is just a love letter to Osmosis Jones. Maybe Grim. I like the living plants like an entity.
Oh, get out. Wow, get out.
That
Oh
was
my
good.
wow, get out.
That was really good.
Entity. It's a broccoli ent.
I'm like torn between rolling my eyes like really hardcore
And applauding.
The kids look
same.
and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world."
No, you know what?
Well, especially
It's
because
your
if you're talking,
stream,
like
but
ants
I'm
and
gonna-
trees, like it embodying broccoli, like the two kind of mesh so well anyway.
An evil entity.
Oh my god.
Broccoli
The
and
dad jokes just...
That can only be defeated by ranch dressing. A mutated blood clot. Icky, you are positively
Ew,
evil,
I
and I
love
love
it.
you so much. God, I wish
as
you
long
lived in
as the
Central.
ants justify the means.
Is this
That's
actually,
my
is this
boy.
real life? Is
Is
this
this-
real life?
Or
Is
is
this
this
an
fantasy?
No, it's
Caught
not.
in a-
It's not a
sorry.
fantasy. It's Sprite.
Ooh. Okay.
I had to get one in. Also, the picture of the dice are in the Discord. If you want to go check it out, the link is in the chat.
Icky, that's good too. A malicious thought.
Oh,
Oh.
I like it because we've got the whole like think happy,
Happy
thoughts
thoughts.
and
And if the heart is fighting the brain,
Yeah.
logic versus
are we being
emotion?
punished? Hello, Cosmic Demon Wolf. I don't know if they
I'm
joined
so
before,
upset.
but I
Wait a
love
second.
it.
Cosmic Demon Wolf hasn't said anything this entire time, and then can't just drop the funniest joke grenade on like, and then just walk away as if to be like I'm out.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm upset.
Mind
Oh
over
my
matter.
god. If it don't mind, I don't matter. Wait, what?
Could be a beholder from like the eye socket.
Oh, and the key to winning that battle is a booty, right? Is pirate's booty? Because booty is
12 for 10.
in the
I
eye
see
of
you.
That's where the hills are.
I see you, Jonestown. The happy thoughts are being trapped in the marble.
record scratch.
Beholder in the eye socket. I really
Thank you,
like
Cosmic
that.
Demon Wolf. They're gorgeous. We love them.
I know.
Thank you. Mine is filled with a liquid.
Mine is not anymore. It's empty. I'm just I'm,
pretending to drink.
No, I just took the last sip at the very moment. Treants are a thing.
Mine is filled with a brew.
It makes sense that you would have the imp one though.
Yeah. Impish.
And I'm probably the gayest one. Here. I
Emotions
don't know.
control the creature, and they very slowly affect the players.
Made in Tennessee. I don't think we can say.
Grim, that's really good. Treants are a thing in D&D, right? Publicly say yes. Sapphic, thank
It's
you.
a handy cell phone stand.
Who are you?
Who are you? And can you please stay?
Did we just become best friends?
Hi, are you in the Discord? Because if not, you need to be, because we need you there.
Cosmic Demon Wolf,
Oh
welcome.
my gosh.
Please come to
And
the
if you check the chat, I think it's about to be a link to the Discord.
There's gotta
If I
be.
can tell what she's doing. Please join us.
Oh.
Icky and Indigo posted the Discord.
I
Icky-
know. Our people.
Promise to use your puns only for good.
Night hag.
Someone who creates nightmares. Close. Thank you. Hi, Elias, Jackie. Welcome to the Discord.
Yes.
Gas geysers from the Double Hills.
Oh my goodness.
Indigo
Indigo
Jima
Jima.
is so far back from the. I don't know if she's caught
She just
up.
got a lot of lag.
She
That's
got a
all.
lot of lag.
Like
That
it's
and
like a
Indigo just threw it back. So
20-minute lag.
She had a callback.
It's true,
to it.
I did.
You did.
I
God,
did.
you
It's
guys
kinda
are
my
giving me
fault.
so many thoughts. Like I'm
About gas
contemplating-
geysers?
No, I mean
Also,
like,
yes.
the treants, like the bad thoughts, like making this more of a mental and emotional dungeon. Like I was thinking, like just to make it sort of almost horrific, like bio and mixed with arcane, but this is turning more into a psychic, like a psychological thriller. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the bug started it there for me, and then we just got much more real.
Well, and if
Yeah.
we're talking about this thing that takes place in the skull, like
This is gonna take.
essentially what used to be the brain, what used to be the brain, as the brain like kind of disintegrated, and all these
all the-
beasties ate the brain. Like essentially, that was their nutrition.
Oh wait, but it's never, and magic just permeates never. So all the thoughts of the original creature, as it began to be
Oh,
consumed,
yeah.
either went into what was consumed or kind of dissipated into the world around it.
The other
Yeah.
question that I had is, how powerful would you have to be to kill a creature of this size?
Or how clever,
Yeah.
because it's David versus Goliath situation. Like it only takes one rock if you have the right spot.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of pixies got together, got him to think a happy thought, lifted him really, really high
Oh
in
my
the
God.
air, and then dropped
Dropped
him,
him.
snailed it.
And then told him his dog died.
Icky,
or
I'll
something.
send you a
Just let him
message.
go.
I'll send you a message because you're close, but you're the closest that anyone's come. But there's a lot to it. A zombie ant fungus. Somebody abused the steel woodland creature spell.
I don't know who would do that. What?
Nope.
What?
Me neither.
What? No, no one I know does that.
Okay. This is good. You guys have given me so much to play with. I sound like Harry Dresden. Ugh. Cosmic.
And now you're
Wow,
dropping
wow, you're
Harry
dropping
Dresden
Dresden.
references.
My
So
favorite
apparently
thing of all time.
your twin just showed up on
Apparently.
Twitch.
Yeah, like
Oh,
because I've
gosh.
dropped a couple of Harry Dresden references into the campaign.
Have you just been kind of silently watching all of this for like the last year
Well,
and getting to
Cosmic-
know?
Cosmic may have, because when the tiefling showed up in Wonder to the house, like before the house was burnt, like when you guys were still living in the house, and the tiefling
Spoiler
showed
alert.
up, the tiefling said "Hell's Bells," and it was my reference and my slight like nod to Harry Dresden and stuff like that. Is he like, yeah, okay. All right, this is good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight and helping us come up with some amazing fans. For everybody that subscribed and followed the channel, thank you so much. We cannot thank you enough as we're for September and things of that sort. You guys have given me. You have changed essentially. You have changed the how everything works. Like you've changed how I'm approaching this dungeon now, and I cannot thank you enough.
I'm so excited and scared about Friday.
Oh my gosh, Maswold!
I need you all.
Maswold.
Thank you.
Hey, and
Maswold.
Cosmic Demon Wolf, you've now subscribed. Thank you for your support.
That means everybody gets access to this little guy. This is Karma. So thank you all so much. You get access to that little cute guy. That's Karma. And good karma to everybody. I'm going to write up this dungeon, and if you're interested in watching, this dungeon is going to be taking place this
8 p.m. on Friday.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Friday,
On Friday.
at least the first part. It's going to take a little bit of time. You guys are going to have a couple of days of moving through this dungeon, and there's also another big surprise coming on Friday as well. And it's going to happen at the very beginning of the episode, so you guys are going to want to tune in for that. Wonder is going to be interesting. I'm really excited.
I'm scared.
I finally get to play with a dragon. And I'm really excited about this. Like,
Wait, did you just say Tuesday Wonder?
a Tuesday Wonder, I finally get to play with the dragon and
We
get it.
suspected.
Adding dragons to Wonderland. So I'm very excited and dealing with, oh my god,
47 hours until dragons.
legendary resistances, lair actions, like a treasure hoard. It's gonna be amazing. And yes, Oswald, I'm excited for Cowboys as well. So we love you guys. We'll see you soon. I'm actually gonna go head over this way as they go.
That's
Indigo
right.
Connect. Everybody new to the channel, welcome.
Yay, Indigo Connect, and thank you for joining us, and hopefully we get to see you on, oh gosh, what is today? What is today?
Sunday.
Today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and all those days.
12 for 10. Don't forget to private message me in Discord the name of your NPC. We're gonna make him or her or them epic, whichever you would like. We love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.